Good morning, I am Aprila Ghising Lama and these are the headlines of the hour. Concerns about Nepal's priorities for the upcoming COP29 is growing. The government outlines an ambitious $80 billion plan for climate adaptation by 2050. CPN, UML and Maoist Center demand for investigation into former Kosi Minister alleged involvement in human trafficking. Chief Minister Kagi says the minister was at fault. Republican heads to control three major wings of the U.S. government, while former Speaker Nancy Pelosi blames President Biden for Democratic loss. And Coco Gauff's triumphs top-ranked Aryna Sabalenka 7-6, 6-3, securing her spot in the finals of the WTA. Coco to face China's Zheng Xiwen for the title. Welcome back. There is growing interest in Nepal's priorities for the upcoming COP29 World Climate Conference, especially after the devastating climate-related disaster that struck the country recently. The public are curious if the issue will be addressed at the conference and whether Nepal will push for compensation. In response, the Nepali government has outlined an ambitious $80 billion plan for climate adaptation by 2050. The government and experts in this field are unanimous that compensation should be provided. International organizations working on climate justice are also positive that Nepal should get compensation. However, studies and claims to provide evidence for compensation are not enough. Experts say that the claim should be made for compensation, not for subsidized loans at the COP29 conference. The government seems to have neither a plan or a program as to how to compensate it. It is mentioned in the report of NDC that $33 billion are needed to carry out 275 works in 11 different areas in Nepal by 2030, only to reduce the impact of climate change. This has been approved by the government and the United Nations. The government's national adaptation plan shows an additional $47 billion is needed by 2050 for 64 jobs in 10 different sectors. Daily services at Tribhuvan International Airport will be halted for 10 hours every night till March 31st next year. Civil Aviation Authority of Nepal has said that pause was required to construct the runway and taxiway under the airport upgradation project. TIA will halt services every day between 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. The current project will extend taxiway to meet the length of the runway and level the field in 75 meters land around the runway. All international flights during the period will be affected. The authority had urged airlines to use Pokhara and Bhairava international airports as alternative during the period. However, the companies have remained hesitant.
मलाई आशा छ जसरी यी बाइसेवा कम्पनीहरूले त्रिभुवन अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय विमानस्थलमा मर्मत गर्नुपर्छ यो बनाएपछि यसको सबभन्दा बढी एडभान्टेज लिने भनेको चाहिँ एयरलाइनले नै हो भन्ने कुरा बुझेर जुन हिसाबको सहयोग गर्नुभयो र अरु एयरलाइनले पनि हामीलाई भैरवाबाट फ्लाइट गरेर सहयोग गर्नुहुनेछ.
Around 30% domestic and 35% international flights are to be reduced during this period. In the receiving end are the passengers, as international airline companies have hiked their fares up by 5 times. The Kathmandu-Delhi flight rate that in normal times would be around 10 to 12,000 rupees has gone up to between 50 to 60,000 rupees. Nepalese traveling abroad for employment have been bearing the most brunt. Stakeholders have hence submitted a memorandum to the government regarding the unnatural price hike. During the meeting, Minister for Foreign Affairs Arju Deuba, Minister for Labour Sarat Singh Yadav and Tourism Minister Badri Pandey have assured the government to begin process to try and address the issue.
अब कामदारहरु यति पैसातिर जान्छ भने मान्छे नर्मली 30-35 हजार को टिकट 40 हजार को टिकटलाई चाहिँ 80 हजार 70 हजार मा टिकट जान्छ भने त्यो त श्रमिक मारमा पर्यो नि त. श्रमिकहरु चाहिँ त्यसले ठूलो असर गर्छ. विदेशमा जाने रोजगारदाताहरु पनि कतिपयको रोजगारदाता उताबाट टिकट दिने माने उले 30-35 हजार ल्याउँछ बाँकी रहेको त फेरि अब हामीले थप्नु पर्ने भयो. त्यो त अन्ततको त श्रमिकलाई पर्ने भयो.
16 daily flights of Buddha Air, 17 of Yeti and 7 of Sri Airlines will be reduced during this period. Domestic airline companies have said they might have to hike the fares in case of supply and demand imbalance. A few airline companies have already parked their aircrafts out of the capital. This includes Buddha Air that has taken 7 aircrafts and Yeti and Sri that have taken 4 each. Welcome back. Chief Minister of Kosi Province Hikmat Kumar Karki has said former Minister of Internal Affairs and Law had made a mistake by not fulfilling due procedures while taking the trip to Japan and said actions will be taken against him. Speaking with the media yesterday, Chief Minister Karki said Adhikari will be punished if found guilty by the Central Disciplinary Commission. He also clarified that CPN-UML and the province government would not cover for him.
सरकारले त के हो र मन्त्रीबाट उहाँ बिदा लिनुभयो अब यहाँ भन्दा यसलाई बढी नभनौँ प्रदेश सरकार उहाँलाई आएका निमन्त्रणा सर्वप्रथम प्रदेश सरकार उहाँ सम्बन्धित मन्त्रालयबाट सरकारमा प्रस्ताव आएर सरकारको प्रस्ताव यहाँबाट केन्द्रमा गएपछि केन्द्रले निर्णय दिएपछि उहाँलाई जानको लागि बाटो खुल्थ्यो ती प्रक्रियामा उहाँ सामेल हुनु भएन त्यो नै एउटा मिस्टेक भयो कमजोरी भयो त्यसबाबत मैले उहाँलाई प्रश्न सोधेपछि उहाँले राजीनामा दिन तयार हुनुभयो.
Meanwhile, Chief Whip of Provincial Party of Maoist Center, Geeta Timsina, has expressed doubts that the investigation would be fair, adding that the ruling alliance parties CPN-UML and Nepali Congress had yet to issue an official statement on the case.
सँग जोडिएका व्यक्ति चाहिँ गिरफ्तार भएर अनुसन्धानको प्रक्रियामा जाने र मन्त्रीज्यू चाहिँ हल्का अभिव्यक्ति दिएर मलाई थाहा भएन त मैले गल्ती स्वीकार गरिसके भनेर राजीनामा दिएर अनि अझ मिडियाहरुमा स्वतन्त्र रूपले अझै म पवित्र भावना भएको मान्छे भनेर चाहिँ जुन अभिव्यक्तिहरु दिइरहनु भएको छ होला समय र परिस्थितिले उहाँलाई सही नै साबित गर्न आफ्नो ठाउँमा छ तर कारबाहीको दायरामा ल्याउने कुरा अनुसन्धानको दायरामा ल्याउने कुरामा चाहिँ सरकार अलिकति ढिलो भइरहेको छ प्रतिपक्षको हिसाबले हामी चाहिँ उहाँलाई छिटो भन्दा छिटो अनुसन्धानको दायरामा लानुपर्छ भन्न चाहन्छौं.
Meanwhile, CPN-UML leader Rewati Raman Bhandari has said Adhikari must be investigated. The case came to light after former Kosi Province Minister of Internal Affairs and Law Leela Ballav Adhikari was sent back by Japan immigration, saying their purpose of visit was unjustified and the case is being looked at with human trafficking angle. Kathmandu District Court has remanded 6 individuals for 4 days in custody for investigation on human trafficking case that allegedly involves Kosi Province's former Minister for Internal Affairs and Law Leela Ballav Adhikari. This includes Kanchan Devkota and Janak Rai, who owned fake IDs cards from the Provincial Ministry, and Dawa Sherpa, who had a ward membership. The 3 had accompanied the former minister on the trip to Japan. The other 3 remanded are Bir Bahadur Sunwar, Mahesh Bikram Pandey and Jugal Rizal, arrested for allegedly forging the documents. The Kathmandu police has taken preliminary statements from the 6. 3 of those who went to Japan have said they have a hefty amount for the trip. Japan's immigration had deemed the trip suspicious and returned them from the airport itself. Police are currently probing into the purpose of the trip. Questions have been raised as to how the former minister had been personally invited to an event organized by the Tokyo Metropolis and Art Council Japan instead of inviting him through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Sources say that the 3 individuals had stated at the Japan immigration that they were accompanying the former minister. It is time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
What's your take on the involvement of Minister of Internal Affairs and Law of Kosi Province in human trafficking? Your options are A. Moral deviation, B. Political infaming, or C. Middlemen in play. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Now, in our Public Voice segment, we had asked in several provinces, what should the political leadership do in order to implement the suggestions of citizens and experts? Let's have a look at what they said.
सहितको संयन्त्र निर्माण गरिनुपर्छ.
नागरिकहरूलाई लाभ हुने गरी प्रभावकारी ढंगले उनीहरूले चाहिँ पालना गर्नुपर्छ, कार्यान्वयन गराउनुपर्छ.
राजनीतिक दलहरुसँग समेत सरसल्लाह गरेर छलफल गरेर अनि त्यो नीतिलाई कार्यान्वयन गर्न अगाडि बढाएर लग्न सकियो भने त्यसले व्यावहारिकता पाउँछ.
जनताहरुको
इच्छा आवश्यक बुझ्नुपर्छ, त्यसलाई समेटेर अगाडि बढ्नुपर्छ।
सबै वर्ग र समुदाय समेट्ने गरी समावेशी नीति बनाउन राजनीतिक नेतृत्वले पहल गर्न आवश्यक छ।
नागरिक समाजको अपेक्षा, आशा, भरोसा र उनका सुझाव र सल्लाहलाई म पूर्णतया कार्यान्वयन गर्छु भनेर देखाउने क्रियाकलापहरू मै बढी ध्यान दिनुपर्छ।
लोकतन्त्रको शासनमा जनताका कुरा राज्यले सुन्नु नै पर्छ र उहाँहरूले निशर्त कार्यान्वयन गर्नुपर्छ।
It is time for international news. Donald Trump and Republican Party is narrowly short of a majority in the House of Representatives. At a time, Republicans have already taken control of the Senate and the White House. The BBC reports that the Republican Party is almost certain to win the majority in the lower house, while the outcome of the lower house voting is continuously coming, which was held on Tuesday. According to CNN, in the 435-seat lower house of the United States, any party needs 218 for a majority, but the Republicans alone managed to win 213 seats till now. It is said that the Democratic Party has won 202 seats. Therefore, it is said that the Republicans, who are close to the majority in the lower house, will make their control on the lower house as well. Republicans had already won their majority in the Senate. Likewise, if the Republicans get a majority in lower house, the President-elect Donald Trump will have a full control in the top three government wings. Having control over all three important wings, it is said that there is no need for the opposition to pass any important laws, inflation, tax cuts, or bills. Meanwhile, Democrat and former Speaker of the U.S. House Representatives, Nancy Pelosi, has blamed President Joe Biden for the defeat. According to Pelosi, if Biden withdrew from his candidacy for the presidential election ahead of time, the Democrats could have performed better in the presidential election. United Nations Secretary General Associate Spokesperson Stephanie Tremblay said that there is a strong chance that famine is rapidly going to hit parts of the northern Gaza Strip as Israel pursues a military offensive against Palestinian militant group Hamas in the area. She also repeated the alert from the committee to reporters at the UN as part of a daily briefing. Let us take a look at what she said.
According to the alert issued by the IPC's Famine Review Committee, there's a strong likelihood that famine is imminent in areas within the northern Gaza Strip. The alert further underscores that the humanitarian situation in the Gaza Strip, as we have just detailed, is extremely grave and rapidly deteriorating. They're calling for immediate action within days, not weeks, and this action is required from all who are directly taking part in the conflict or who have influence on its conduct to avert and to alleviate this catastrophic situation. So this is what I have on this since October of last year, particularly in refugee camps and Area C. I think by reiterating once again the urgency to allow more assistance into Gaza, every part of Gaza, I think, you know, the notes that we read here every day that depict such a grim humanitarian situation, such a difficult humanitarian situation, we really need to have more access. We need to have more security. We need to ensure that once that supplies that enter Gaza are able to reach everywhere inside Gaza, to reach all of these people that are desperately in need of assistance. And so we're going to keep advocating for more and more assistance reaching everywhere and in sufficient quantity.
Authorities said that a man was shot and killed yesterday at Sao Paulo's international airport, Brazil's busiest, with local media reporting the murder was likely linked to organized crime. Sao Paulo State Security Secretary said in a statement the murder and its cause were still under investigation. 3 other people, a woman and 2 men, were wounded in the shooting, and the 2 men were taken to a nearby hospital, police said, without giving any further details. The airport operators said police and medical teams had been called to the scene. Videos on social media showed the shooting took place in the arrival area of Terminal 2. However, police did not confirm that information. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.